Hello and welcome back. In this Black Excellist presentation, we will highlight the Harlem Hellfighters, heroes without stories.
Welcome to blackexcellist.com, the site where we share Black excellence, opulence, and affluence. Our mission is to inspire you as we enlighten you.
Artillery screaming towards the trenches treated men of color the same, but the soldiers of the 93rd Divisions lived segregated lives both in and out of war. These all-black units, which served under mostly white officers, readily took up arms with their fellow Americans, hopeful that their patriotism and service would lead to better treatment at home. In this original Black Excellist video, we will be celebrating the Harlem Hellfighters, the 369th Infantry Regiment of the 93rd Division. So without further ado, let's get started. More than 350,000 African Americans served in the Great War. The majority were assigned to labor and stevedore battalions, digging ditches, building roads, and supplying the front lines. Throughout the course of World War I, only about 1 in 10 African Americans in the U.S. military served in a combat role based on leadership decisions at that time. The 369th Infantry Regiment of the 93rd Division, formerly the 15th New York National Guard Regiment, was unique, and here is their story. The regiment was initially nicknamed the Black Rattlers for the rattlesnake insignia that adorned their uniforms. Then they were called Men of Bronze by the French. However, it is believed that their German foes were the first to dub them Hellfighters for their courage and ferocity. The 369th landed at Brest, France in December of 1917. In March of 1918, the regiment began training under French command due to their need for replacements. Also, white American soldiers refused to serve with black soldiers. What was supposed to be a temporary arrangement, the African American soldiers served exclusively under the 16th Division of the French Army. But after being assigned to fight under the French Army, they quickly proved their bravery and combat skills. By the summer, they were fighting in the Champagne-Marne Defensive and the Aisne-Marne Offensive. It would be then that the Harlem Hellfighters would see hostile combat during the Muse Argonne Offensive, which began on September 26, 1918. As the 369th advanced, capturing towns and a key railroad junction, the losses mounted. In a matter of days, these advances cost the regiment 851 men, and shortly after, they were relieved from the front lines. In recognition of their bravery during the offensive, 171 officers and men received medals, and the entire regiment received the Croix de Guerre from France. A fact that shouldn't go unnoticed is that the Harlem Hellfighters spent more time in continuous combat than any other American unit of its size, with 191 days in the frontline trenches. They also suffered more losses than any other American regiment, with more than 1,400 total casualties. The extraordinary courage of the Harlem Hellfighters earned them fame in Europe and America, as newspapers recounted their remarkable feats. After the war, the French government awarded the coveted Croix de Guerre medal to 171 members of the regiment, as well as a Croix de Guerre citation to the unit as a whole. Some members of the Harlem Hellfighters received military awards from the U.S. government, including the Distinguished Service Cross. The Harlem Hellfighters were the first New York combat unit to return home, and the regiment, which has been denied a place in the farewell parade the prior year, was rewarded with a victory parade. On February 17, 1919, New Yorkers of every race turned out in huge numbers to cheer as 3,000 Harlem Hellfighters proudly marched up Manhattan's Fifth Avenue to the music of their renowned regimental jazz band leader, James Reese Europe. The division was even featured prominently on the cover of the Sunday New York Times. But despite this celebration, little to nothing changed in their day-to-day lives. It would take another world war and decades of civil rights activism before the hopes of these African-American doughboys would start to be realized. President Obama awarded the Medal of Honor, this nation's highest award for bravery, posthumously to a Harlem Hellfighter, Private Henry Johnson. Private Johnson fought off a German raid near France's Argonne forest and saved a fellow American soldier. The heroic actions got him promoted to sergeant, but were ignored by the military for decades. We salute the Harlem Hellfighters, unsung heroes who help combat racial stereotypes at home and abroad.
We appreciate the fact that you stayed with us until the end. Thank you for spending time with us, and don't forget to like this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so that you never miss a video. Bye for now. We will see you tomorrow.